Please hang up and try again.
Freak Radio Network, broadcasting from the Lucas Oil Studios. Driven by General Tire. It's SpeedFreaks, motorsports radio redefined with Kenny Sargent.
We love to party.
Crash Gladys.
What are we doing for the bachelorette party?
And Statman.
I am serious.
Here's the Freaks.
So Christopher Bell does what Christopher Bell needs to do, and he leads that last lap, the last 20-plus laps. Frankly, the only time he had a chance to lead that race at Homestead, and he did what he had to do. Midway through the race, dude didn't have a chance at the top 20. So what does he do? He punches his ticket again for Phoenix. We'll hear from Christopher Bell. He'll be here in the Freak Nation. NHRA Pro Stock winner from Texas, and now your points leader by 85 points. The winningest female in NHRA history. Erica Enders will be here. David Malukas, now in the Arrow McLaren IndyCar. He'll be here in the Freak Nation. And a gentleman who's been in here several times. He's a paraplegic, but he's also a sports car champion. Robert Wickens will be here in the Freak Nation. There was a Formula One race in Austin. Drivers disqualified, and floorboards and paddle boards and board this and just bored to tears.
Not today.
We'll get to that coming up. Is IndyCar pulling a Formula One? We'll get to that story. Be sure you follow us on Twitter, Instagram. We're there for you on Facebook. How you doing, Facebook Live gang out there? Mad TV, and, of course, the Freak Radio Network. Over 23 years of doing this thing. Statman, he's here. Suave, Crasher, yours truly. We'd like to welcome in our good friends at Paris, Texas. KZHN radio station, new affiliate here in the Freak Nation. That's Paris, Texas. Statman, can you spell Paris the Texas way?
I think it's QZYXO.
You are again sniffing the flames of a Formula One car. Nope, it's Paris. And there's also a Paris, Texas. It's south of Texas, and they spell that Perris, like our friends in Paris, California.
There's two Paris, Texas.
I believe there are a couple of Paris, Texas, Crasher. But all that matters right now is our good friend Chad Lindsay, general manager of KZHN AM in Paris, Texas.
The ARIS, Texas.
Right. Yeah. He's proudly flying the Freak Nation colors.
They're listening to the Freak Nation. They are the best.
Curious if they're doing the same thing I'm doing while we're on MAV TV. I've got the Rangers Astros game on over here. But there you go. And they're listening to the Freak Nation on a Sunday night. I like that. That's how we roll here with the Freaks. As I mentioned, Christopher Bell coming up in moments. By the way, Pitbull will be here in the Freak Nation. Christopher Bell with a big freaking win. Again, punches his ticket. Doesn't have to worry about what he had to do last year in Martinsville, win and you're in. He gets it a little early, a race early. Pitbull, Christopher Bell talking about the talk back between him and his crew chief. Man, a little smack talk going on between driver and crew chief prior to this win.
Yeah, I mean, that was just me boiling over with frustration. And I try to not do that. I try to keep my temper as controlled as I could. But in that moment, I did smart off to him, and I apologized to Adam for that. His old drivers probably gave him a lot worse, so I shouldn't feel too bad.
What exactly is Christopher Bell? How does he smart off? He just seems like a gentle, kind kid.
Yeah.
What does Christopher Bell say? Listen here, you son of a gun. What does he say? What does Christopher Bell say, Crash?
Who was on his radio? Who in the Freak Nation can tell us what was said that was so heated for Christopher Bell? Because you're right. I don't envision him being a really vulgar guy. I just don't.
It's always the quiet ones. Whenever you get a guy goes and kills 50 or 60 people, so quiet. He was just a nice man. Best man in the neighborhood.
Oh, well, a guy that's killing it on the racetrack, Christopher Bell, with a big win in Homestead. Post-race, he talked about a number of things, including, is he the new closer now that Kevin Harvick's retired?
I don't know. I mean, Harvick is obviously one of the greatest to ever do it. So I am a far stretch from that, but I am proud of what I've been able to accomplish, I guess is the right way to say it. But, I don't think that anybody will be the closer. That's Kevin's motto. That's what he did. And hopefully I'm Christopher Bell.
I kind of get that. Here's just a weird right turn rabbit hole out of the gate, 5 minutes into it. With Christopher Bell, again, in the Freak Nation many times, he's got these responses that remind me of a very clean person that can't dance.
What? A clean person who can't dance.
Because he doesn't even get
rabbit
close.
Herd hole. That's a whole herd of rabbits down that hole.
Christopher, you go back and watch the A.J. Allmendinger post-race. There were a few words in there that needed to be bleeped. Even Kyle Larson says some things that might be a little controversial. But Christopher Bell, well, I just want to be Christopher Bell. He's just too clean. It's like the nice guy over there when the good-looking girl walks up to him and says, "Hey, babe, you want to dance?" She probably wouldn't say that. And he goes out there to the dance floor and he looks like a freaking wet noodle. I mean, Christopher, it's like I go up to Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell, here is a list of curse words that you can drop. Christopher Bell dropping curse words would probably be so uncomfortable or hilarious because it just looks so out of place coming out of his mouth. Right?
Now we really need to know what was said on the radio.
Yeah. Can we get to that, Richard C. Suave? Can we find out exactly?
I'll get my crack staff on it. Yes.
I just don't see Christopher Bell as an in-your-face dude. Maybe it's like Statman said. It's the quiet guys that that you need to be afraid of.
Kind of like silent but violent.
Yeah.
Who knows?
And little did we know that Christopher Bell is not a good dancer.
Well, you just made that up. A wet noodle. We don't know that. Maybe he's next on Dancing with the Stars, and he may shock you.
And typically, we catch up with Christopher Bell after the race, meaning sometime coming up in the week. I'll ask him. I said, "Dude, are you a good dancer or bad dancer?" Because right now, I just don't see you being a good dancer or a hell of a cursor. I just don't see it happening. Christopher Bell talking about it one time, man. He was 22nd after stage 2.
No, heck no. I mean, I can't even say I was thinking of a win any point in the day except the last maybe 10 laps. I'm sure everybody on the 20 team was extremely frustrated and were ready to throw the towel in. And then, a couple good adjustments and a big break with the yellow flag for sure. If that yellow flag doesn't happen, then I certainly don't win, and I probably don't even sniff the top 10. So we did catch a huge break in the third stage.
He has never been a fan of Homestead Miami Speedway either. I believe going into this weekend, his average finish there was 13 in the Cup Series, something along those lines. And I think in trucks and Xfinity, his average finish was in the 11-10 range. So, yeah, sitting 22nd after stage 2 and never having a win there and never really finishing as great as he would have liked. I see that. I've completely seen the frustration and then turn around to the elation in the last 20 laps. Wow. Wow. Closer. There it is. Closer.
Kenny, can you get a freeze frame of him at the podium right there? There's a reason why he is such a clean guy, doesn't say anything controversial.
Okay.
Look at that. You got to look at that freeze frame there.
Okay, hold on just a second. Hold on.
I don't know. I mean, Harvick is obviously one of the greatest to ever do it.
Well, I have it in a different column where I can't freeze it. Darn it.
Okay. If you look at that, he's got more sponsors on that jersey, on that uniform than any 15 drivers, and they probably all want to be on that uniform because he's the cleanest guy in NASCAR.
Oof.
Joe Gibbs.
I don't know. I mean, Harvick is obviously one of the greatest to ever do it. So
he has 4 across the chest, all in line. Yeah, that's rare.
Yeah, and the hand placement too. The hand placement.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, on his forearms there. Yeah, look at his forearms here.
Yeah, I mean, that was just me boiling over with frustration, and I try to not do that. I try.
For the radio people, yeah, just imagine an early 2000s NASCAR jacket that is just littered with logos. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much Christopher Bell in the post-race press conference today.
Look, man, Christopher Bell getting into the championship, a race earlier than last year. I can only imagine that the tension between him, his crew chief, his crew, team owner, and Joe Gibbs, the relief has got to be fantastic compared to last year. He was asked about championship experience now that he's going to be running in the championship, the Final Four in Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, you're always more prepared whenever you get into situations for the second time. And so I feel like we're going to be better than what we were last year. And that was a bad race for us. You know, we were in the Final Four, but we just did not have the pace that we needed to compete for that event. And then Phoenix 1 this year, we improved dramatically on it. And I would say Phoenix 1 this year was our best Phoenix race in the next gen era. So I have way more confidence going into Phoenix this year than I did last year. And yeah, I mean, it's one race and we just have to go out there and execute.
Freak Nation, we're going to go to break here shortly, but I'm going to leave this with Statman and maybe Crash to figure this out. I'm not going to drive. I mean, even you, Suave, you want to chime in on this. I'll give you 3.5 minutes to figure out your answer. With Christopher Bell sitting, 22nd after stage 2, and the fact that he goes on to win the race, I just don't know if this stuff is happening 20, 25 years ago, if you're sitting that far back to even have a shot at winning the championship.
At a place like Homestead.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, how does that happen? Where are we now with the development of the car or the series or the playoffs? How are drivers able to do this versus 23 years when we started this thing? We'll get to that, plus Formula One in Austin, IndyCar doing Formula One things, Erica Enders. It's all coming up. Speed Freaks Bets and Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
One of the main reasons for poor vehicle performance is a dirty fuel system. It can cause decreased fuel economy and actually do harm to your engine over time. By adding Lucas fuel treatment to your vehicle, it cleans and lubricates the entire fuel system. Pump, carburetors, fuel injectors, and valves as you drive. It also improves your vehicle's performance. It's a non-solvent product designed to protect both gasoline and diesel engines. Lucas Fuel Treatment. It works.
Well, Freak Nation, how about a new set of General Tires as we roll into fall? Now through the end of October, purchase 4 qualifying light truck SUV tires and get up to $100 back with a Visa prepaid card. That's right. Find out how? Go to GeneralTire.com. Make sure you're rolling on a new set of General Tires as the seasons change and get up to $100 back with a Visa prepaid card with 4 qualifying tires from General Tire. That's right. General Tire, the official tire of the Freaks.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAV TV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAV TV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAV TV, Motorsports Network.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now. Let's go! Yeah! For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. It all adds up for one amazing party. Go to WWTRaceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All-American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251. Offers required. require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio Redefined.
I was just maximizing all I could, and I didn't expect him to slow down so early. I was just trying to get to the yellow line as quickly as possible, and it was not my intention. I was just trying to get to as close to his back bumper as I could to hopefully have a good cycle and have a better pit stop and come out in front of him and control the race from there. So just upset more than anything with myself. Even if he did slow down early, I still should have not pushed that hard. So just a bummer, and hopefully his team can recover from it.
And of course, it's Kyle Larson. Thanks to our friends at NBC and NASCAR. This segment brought to you by our good friends at General Tire. Now through the end of the month, Freak Nation, buy 4 qualifying SUV light truck tires. Get up to $100 back with a Visa prepaid card. Go to GeneralTire.com to find out the tires that you can get money back with. That's GeneralTire.com, the official tire of the Freak Nation. Now, I didn't spend too much time dissecting Kyle Larson hitting the snappy yellow baskets there. That was sand, right? That wasn't water, right?
I believe that was sand.
Okay. Yeah. So many things that could have happened there that frankly didn't. But looking at that, I know there was damage to Kyle Larson's car, but the point that I'm trying to get to here is the fact that Christopher Bell could be sitting in the 22nd spot with a crap race car into stage 2 and still go on to win the race. 20 laps left, 25 laps left. This guy's running up there, bam, gets himself the race win, and he moves on to Phoenix. Stat, what do you attribute it to now? Or is it just me trying to make something of nothing? What do you attribute it to now, that the fact that you can be that far back and still go on and win this race at Homestead of all places?
Well, that happens a lot, and not just at the plate tracks. Not a lot, but it happens. It's not rare. And a lot of the cars that were in the field were either completely out of the playoffs or were in the playoffs and were just trying to stay out of the way and not have any problems on the racetrack. I don't think it was an unusual occurrence. Cars come from deep in the field frequently.
Crasher, before you get into your answer, I'm not saying this is an anomaly. I'm seeing it personally more often where drivers that you think are drivers that are lapped down, you just didn't see that 23 years ago being able to work their way back up. Is it the stage racing? Is it the design of this car? What is it?
Well,
I think it's the design of the car. Yes, not stage racing. Yeah, that the car was designed to have more racing and passing on the track, and that's what's happening.
Yeah, you could also go back to Lucky Dogs. I mean, that's only been in creation in the 23 years that we have been doing this. So that's step one, and that helps people get back on the lead lap.
Right.
And then, from that point on, it's the design of the car. We saw passing so much better at Homestead this year than we have in years past. And that's it. All chalks up to car design. That's the point of this car. They wanted to bring about more parity in the field, and they have it now. Look, AJ Allmendinger got fifth today. That's incredible. This has not been one of his forte tracks. Mm-hmm. So there you go.
So we saw the soundbite with Kyle Larson where he hits the pit wall entrance, the T-bones it, or gets T-boned in the front end of his car. I don't know how you want to refer to it, but sounded like he wanted to step into it a little bit about blaming Ryan Blaney about slowing down a little too quick. Ryan Blaney's standpoint of what he saw on pit road in that instance.
I don't look at my mirror in those situations. I don't know he's coming. All I felt is I got hit, and Josh said he hit the barrels. So that's all I know.
There you go. Hit the barrels.
That was fast. That was
Yeah.
quick response.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't look at my mirrors. I just stop. He hit the barrels. I kept going. What did he finish? Second, third?
Second.
Yep.
Second. Okay.
So Suave, you did some crack research with our friends with X, formerly known as Twitter, right?
Yeah.
And you found out the bombs that Christopher Bell was dropping with talking back to his crew chief. Do you care to share with the Freak Nation?
Correct.
Do I need to get the bleep button ready?
No.
Oh.
What I would do first is play Christopher Bell's answer first, and I'll tell you what he was talking about.
Got it. This is about talking back to his crew.
Yeah, I mean, that was just me boiling over with frustration. And I...
Hold on a second.
What? Clearly, I'm missing the joke.
He's boiling over with frustration.
Yeah, I mean, that was just me boiling over with frustration. And I try to not do that. You know, I try to keep my temper as controlled as I could. But in that moment, I did smart off to him, and I apologized to Adam for that. His old drivers probably gave him a lot worse, so I shouldn't feel too bad.
Richie?
This is what Christopher Bell said when he talked back to his crew chief, Adam Stevens. Adam Stevens on the radio. We need to fight hard. Try to stay on this lead lap. Christopher Bell. Okay, I'll start trying now.
What?
Wait, what? That's boiling over with frustration?
Richie,
he must have really yelled it.
What did he say again?
Okay, I'll start trying now.
What?
Okay, I'll start trying now.
Like, okay, damn it? Or like, that's it?
That's what Twitter says.
Listen, you a-hole, I'll start trying now.
That would be better.
Listen, you MFer.
This isn't the talk back from Max Verstappen earlier today, who was great, who kept yelling at his engineer because they kept trying to tell Max that Lewis Hamilton was catching him.
What?
And the engineer was talking to Max while Max was under braking, and Max was throwing out some not so nice things that I can't see on MAP TV. So this is like Mayo compared to Max Verstappen.
Yeah, when I hear boiling over with frustration, I automatically assume massive bad words. So yeah, didn't have that.
You think Christopher Bell speeds when he's in his family car?
Exceeds the speed limit?
Yes, sir, officer. I was going 57 and a 55. Yes, sir.
He's not speeding if there's one of those advertisers on his uniform says you're not allowed to speed.
Right, it's in his contract. Only on the racetrack. Keep it on the racetrack, sir.
Ryan Blaney, Denny Hamlin had a little incident.
Oh, well, he tried to slide me 2 or 3 times and failed miserably, and then just decided to use me up. I mean, if you're going to slide somebody, commit. Don't halfway do it and use me up. So what did he say? Hack? I think he was that today. So.
Oh, yeah. That's great.
Denny Hamlin, the hack.
Denny Hamlin going to have to work his way in for a championship run.
Well, of all the places to do it,
Yeah.
Martinsville. Doesn't he have like 200 wins at Martinsville? Just him alone? He'll be fine.
I think Crash is being a little facetious there, but yeah,
Just
he has a crap ton of wins there at Martinsville. So we got one more race, Freak Nation, coming up next weekend in Martinsville. Like I did with this race, turned it on initially, saw some of the first stage, turned it off, turned it on, turned it back on with about 30, 40 laps to go. And again, kept my interest. So many things going on today with the NFL, birthday parties, recuperating from an abundance of tequila last night.
Can we talk about that a little bit?
Nah, not really. Why? Depends what you want to say.
It wasn't Kenny walking our guests out last night. Let's just put it that way. Somebody went upstairs and said, I'll be right back, and never came back.
I ghosted our guest, man. It's okay.
You ghosted everyone. I have never seen Kenny do that. Dang it.
Yes, I did. And Henley even came upstairs and says, Dad, are you okay? Yeah, baby, I'm all right. I'll be down in a second. Bang, before I knew it, at 2:30 in the morning. Out.
Yeah, that happens when you keep waking up in the morning.
Yep.
How was tequila even invented? There's not one person that says, oh, gosh, I love getting wasted with tequila. It's so awesome. There's not one person, right?
We have a friend.
Which is better, tequila or Southern Comfort?
Well, the Southern Comfort that I had, stat man, that you continue to bring up 30 freaking years ago, whenever the hell that was.
In Mexico?
That laid me up in bed for the entire day. I got 10 hours of sleep today. I was game on.
Everybody's got a nightmare story of At least one alcohol. At least one hard alcohol
You
product.
think Christopher Bell's ever been drunk?
No, here we go again. And if so, was it hard alcohol?
Oh.
Because doesn't that put you in bad boy territory?
What? I've never understood that, man. You can get wasted on beer and wasted on hard liquor, but they act like, well, hard liquor, that's the bad boy of the two. No, it's not. We got to take a break. Hey, man, looking forward to this. Erica Enders sitting atop the Pro Stock points in the NHRA, going for her 6th Pro Stock championship. And again, that's with Greg Anderson still sitting in that seat of that Hendrick-sponsored car. She joins us next. Also, again, Formula One. They race this weekend. We'll talk about that. And IndyCar, are you pulling a Formula One of sorts? Pitbull joins us also here in the Freak Nation. More Freaks coming up. SpeedFreaks Pits and Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Well, Freak Nation, how about a new set of General Tires as we roll into fall? Now through the end of October, purchase 4 qualifying light truck SUV tires and get up to $100 back with a Visa prepaid card. That's right. Find out how? Go to GeneralTire.com. Make sure you're rolling on a new set of General Tires as the seasons change and get up to $100 back with a Visa prepaid card with 4 qualifying tires from General Tire. That's right. General Tire, the official tire of the Freaks.
For more than 30 years, Lucas Oil Products has been solving some of the most difficult mechanical problems in the automotive, marine, and industrial industries. From our original Core 4 products, heavy-duty oil stabilizer, power steering, stop leak, transmission fix, and fuel treatment, we have now developed over 400 custom products to help solve some of the world's toughest mechanical issues. Go to lucasoil.com to see what we have in store for you. Lucas Oil, it works.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now. Let's go! Yeah! For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun, featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. It all adds up to one amazing party. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAP TV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAP TV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAP TV, Motorsports Network.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. Call 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. That's 800-631-9123.
You're listening to Speed Freaks Motorsports Radio Redefined.
Erica Enders, back in the Freak Nation, 23 years of doing Speed Freaks. She's been a part of that for a long, long time, Freak Nation. She's got her martini earrings in. Those look pretty snappy. But
show them.
Yeah, let's see those. There you go.
Absolutely.
Dirty.
Yeah, man. Hey, Erica Enders, let's go back to June where you're sitting 15th in points. And now here we are in October, and now you're sitting atop the points with 85 points. What the hell was the turnaround for Erica Enders and crew to where, again, we're sitting here in October and you've got a championship right there?
I'll tell you what, it wasn't the start to the season that we had hoped for, obviously. And we were super surprised that it happened the way that it did, because we went to Bradenton for preseason testing. We were the quickest car there. We went to Gainesville, our season opener. I think we qualified number 2 by mile per hour to my teammate Troy Coughlin, and then my car wouldn't start first round. And from that point forward, for 7 straight races, we were bottom half of the field qualifiers. We were losing first round. And I'll tell you where it turned around was in Chicago this summer. We figured out our problem. We made some changes and it didn't respond. So my EFI tuner figured out our problem. We fixed it and we were low ET for round 1 of eliminations that Sunday. So that was kind of the turnaround of our season. The following race was Bristol. We won that. A couple races later, we won Topeka, and we've just kind of been trying to steadily dig our way out of a hole ever since then.
Erica Enders, NHRA Pro Stock winner from Texas, joining us here in the Freak Nation, sitting atop of the points. You've got Las Vegas, and now you have, and then, of course, you have Pomona. I'm not going to ask you if you're comfortable sitting there with that 85-point lead, but I will ask you this. Are you comfortable with the setup that you have, your mental state going into these last 2 races, or are there questions still lingering for you and the team?
I think we're in a much better place than we were earlier this summer. You mentioned the 85-point lead. That's awesome and everything. We had a great points weekend last weekend in Dallas, Texas. Greg Anderson and Matt Hartford lost second round, and we were able to win the race in the finals against Dallas Glenn, which I believe he's in third now. So 85 points, yes, that's an entire race point lead. But Pomona's worth 1.5, so that'll throw a wrench in your spokes at any moment. So we just got to go out there, put our heads down, and go to work. Let the points count themselves. I know that's cliche, and every driver says that, but I know what we got to do. We just got to go out there and do our best, and we'll see what happens. So I'm excited about where we're at. You mentioned mental state. I think that we're pretty confident collectively as a team. I feel pretty good as a driver, especially after last week's performance in Dallas. So 2 more left, and we're ready to go.
Let's get back to Dallas and how special that win was, because you became the winningest driver in NHRA history, winningest female driver in NHRA history. You mentioned at one point that Wally from Dallas 2023 is going to sit in a very special place with some other special Wallies. I think I can name one of them. When you tied Shirley Muldowney's all-time wins, what are the other ones? What's the specialness area? What do they represent?
I can name a handful that are really special. Obviously, our first one came in Chicago 2012. The final round at Pomona 2014, winner take all for the championship against Jason Line. The one you just mentioned when we tied Shirley Muldowney for her all-time wins, which was 18. We did that with our win in Indy 2015. So there are a handful of them that will always stick out in my mind. Winning the final race at Houston Raceway Park last year before they shut that facility down, being that it was my home track. We had a few wins there, but that one is definitely going to be really meaningful. And then, of course, this one in Dallas to become the winningest female in motorsports is pretty substantial. I'm excited about it.
It's been a while. Is it truly sunk in yet? I mean, you are just breaking records after records after records. It's phenomenal. And it's such a lesson for anybody watching your story that you can start things off not so great. Also this season, but your career at the top level as well. You can start off not so great as long as you learn and then find the right people to be around and then take those things and make them better moving forward. I mean, you're a perfect example of that for every kid who wants to dream of doing something in their life.
Well, thank you for saying that. I mean, and those are the things that I always try to remember to mention is that, you know, we started my pro stock career off not super stellar. You know, we went to a couple finals my freshman year of pro stock racing, but it was 7 years that I went winless. And it wasn't until 2012, like I mentioned, that we finally turned on that win light. But it goes to show you those things that you just mentioned, the importance of never giving up, never quitting, never getting down on yourself. Yes, behind the scenes, there are those moments where you put your head down on your desk and you're like, why am I doing this? I have an education. I could go do something way different, but would I ever really be happy with what I'm doing? So I absolutely love this, but surrounding yourself with the right people. And that's something that takes a little bit of a learning experience, like driving for different teams, having different tuners and crew chiefs that maybe don't necessarily have your best interest at heart. But in 2013, at the end of the year, when things went down with Cagnazzi and Richard Freeman hired me at Elite, that was kind of like the turning point. That was the aha moment, make it or break it, quit and go do something else or do this. And I'm so thankful that I learned that lesson of why you don't quit. Because had I left the sport in 2013, I would have never experienced what we're experiencing now in 5 world championships and being in the lead, hopefully contending for our 6th right now. It just goes to show you everything that you just mentioned in that question is spot on. Importance of surrounding yourself with the right people, positive mental attitude, never giving up. And that's what I hope, my legacy leaves for the younger generation behind me is that, I might swear every now and then, but I try to lead by example and hopefully they can see my story and realize that it doesn't take someone extremely special. It just takes someone who never is going to give up.
Swearing is a sign of genius. People need to really, truly understand that too. So if somebody's going to get mad at a little bad word here and there, whatever. Whatever.
Exactly.
Erica Enders, NHRA Pro Stock winner in Texas last weekend, 5 world championships you heard her mention. I'm always fascinated with drag racing. Drivers always tell me that they don't have any input in how the car gets down the track. That's all up to the crew chief and the tuner. Is that the same in pro stock? Can you go back and say, hey, it's not doing this. I wish it could do that. I'd like it to do something else.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't agree with that at all. I think that it takes a lot of driver input, especially in pro stock. We're leaving with a clutch. We have a 5-speed Liberty that you have to manually shift. It's not on a timer. It's not on air. You actually have to do it. And, my crew chief now, Mark Ingersoll, I've worked with Rick and Ricky Jones as well. They're just they've been so awesome to me. But after every run, I service the engine, run the valves, change the springs and stuff.
You get the wrenches out and you start doing the stuff all on your own?
I do. I mean, I have a team of people around me, like Connor does my clutch, Declan does my back half, and then Richard and I are in charge of firewall forward. So we check valve lash, spring pressure. We'll shim push rods. If it's anything more intricate than that, because of the way our engines are so precise, we'll just swap motors. But yeah, I'll do all of that stuff in between rounds. And then I'm also responsible for my clutch linkage setup. My non-electronic delay box. It's how I try to hone in on the Christmas tree. So once we work on all the mechanics of the car, I'll go up to the crew chief lounge and discuss with them, what I felt, what I heard. I might not know what it is, but this is different. This is what I'm feeling. So it's kind of like the non-race pack computer is my driver download, and we'll make changes to the car accordingly. So yeah, I do have a lot of input, but absolutely on the shoulders of Mark Ingersoll and Rick Jones, Tim Freeman, Jake Hairston, all my guys.
Well, Erica, we wouldn't hate it next time you roll in the Freak Nation. You've got another championship or another Wally sitting behind you. We wouldn't hate that, all right?
No, I don't think I would hate that very much.
No. Freak Nation, NHRA Pro Stock winner from Texas, your points leader. She's won more NHRA races than any other female. It's fantastic what she's doing. She'll leave on you, man. Your lights are just bonkers. They're just bonkers.
Thank you.
Erica, go win it. All right.
I'm going to do my best. I promise you that.
That a girl. All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Love talking to y'all.
How does she not win it, Statman?
I'm still stunned that she does all the work on the engine. She had slow cars at the beginning, so she learned how to leave quickly. I think unless Greg Anderson gets on a horse and takes off, I think she can win it, maybe even win it in Las Vegas. She's 85 points up now. And if she wins in Vegas, it's a celebration ceremony in Pomona.
Well, yes, Pomona's points and a
25
half.
seconds, Crasher.
But yeah, you're right. There's still a mathematical chance she could wrap it at Vegas. It's a little slim, but yeah, it could happen.
All right, Freak Nation, we're going to have some Crash Gladys Pit news and notes. Statman Scat. And again, is IndyCar pulling a Formula One? Thousands of dollars to see a race. We'll get to that. Also, David Malukas coming up and Robert Wickens. The big show, man. Speed Freaks Pits and the Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Lucas Oil, it works.
I run Lucas Oil.
It doesn't matter if you're on the water,
Driving to work,
or competing in a sold-out stadium.
Lucas Oil products will help you get the most out of your vehicle.
Monster Jam has run Lucas Oil in and on our trucks for over 10 years.
we wouldn't run anything else.
Lucas Oil, the official oil of Monster Jam.
Well, Freak Nation, how about a new set of General Tires as we roll into fall? Now through the end of October, purchase 4 qualifying light truck SUV tires and get up to $100 back with a Visa prepaid card. That's right. Find out how? Go to GeneralTire.com. Make sure you're rolling on a new set of General Tires as the seasons change and get up to $100 back with a Visa prepaid card with 4 qualifying tires from General Tire. That's right. General Tire, the official tire of the Freaks.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now. Let's go! Yeah! For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. It all adds up to one amazing party. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAV TV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAV TV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAV TV, Motorsports Network.
Packages start at $29.99 a month with signed agreement. Restrictions apply. Speak to a representative for complete offer details. See Vivint.com for license details. Terms and conditions apply.
Homeowners, if you're looking for the best in home security and smart home technology at a price you can actually afford, we have great news. Now you can get Vivint's award-winning home security systems starting at about $1 a day. U.S. News and World Report has recognized Vivint as the best professionally installed home security system of 2022. And right now, you can get Vivint's home security technology for about $1 a day. Plus, get free professional installation from a licensed technician. Protect your home and loved ones for as low as $1 a day. Call right now for your free home security consultation.
800-569-5802. 800-569-5802. 800-569-5802. That's 800-569-5802.
Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess what? You even get a tax donation. Plus, we'll even come and pick up your car for free. And all you've got to do is pick up your phone right now and make a free call. Now is the perfect time time to do something good for the vets. Give back to the vets right now for all they've done for this country, and your old car can really help them. So call the Veterans Car Donation Program right now for free pickup of your vehicle. Help the vets and help your taxes at the same time. Call right now.
800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. That's 800-883-3024.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio Redefined.
Much has been said about the McLaren surge in F1 performance since the summer. It was really on display at the beginning of the race at COTA this afternoon at the start of the U.S. Grand Prix. Lead driver Lando Norris jumped off to a huge lead and basically controlled the race to the first pit stops. Stories in the garage say that McLaren has found some aerodynamic performance gains that especially work on high-speed turns at COTA. The problem now is how the aero affects tire life. Paddock Talk says the updates were made in the floor and in the side pods, and in fact the side pods look like those on the Red Bull team. The Red Bull has long had advantages in aero. The leading brain in F1 aero department is engineer Adrian Newey, who's been part of Red Bull for a while. That's part of the team's Formula One domination, in fact, the past 2 years. There are 4 races left in the F1 season at Mexico, Brazil, Las Vegas, and Abu Dhabi. Mexico is the fastest left. The altitude there helps the car get through the air quicker, and downforce is needed to help control the car at speed. Red Bull might come back to the field for the rest of the season if McLaren and Mercedes continue their growth. Peace.
McLaren and Mercedes continued growth, something I wouldn't dreamed of heard at the tail end for the 2023 Formula One season. Brought to you by our good friends at General Tire. Go to generaltire.com. Check out the line of tires that, frankly, light truck, SUV, you buy 4 qualifying SUV light truck tires, bam, you get $100 back with a Visa prepaid card. Go to generaltire.com. Crash, you're playing off that Formula One scat from Statman. We'll talk a little bit about an American. Or are you going to drop that in your
without question. That's huge news.
Yeah. All right.
It's huge. Can I just get to it?
Yeah, let's go and get to it. Crash Gladys Pit News and Notes brought to you by good friends at Lucas Oil. Go to lucasoil.com.
Well, like Statman just alluded to, Formula One was stateside in Longhorn country. It was the same result, though. Max Verstappen with his win. His 50th win in the series. But this time, finally, we had a little bit of drama in the race and then post-race. So basically, tire offsets and pit strategies made things different than it has been throughout the season. Just an hour or so ago, though, it became official that the 2nd and 6th place drivers, Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc, not to be confused by Rangers pitcher who was just on the mound, they've been disqualified for excessive wear of the wooden floor planks. That just sounds so low tech, so low everything for such a high technology series as Formula One. But Statman has great explanations for that as well. So now the USGP podium is Verstappen on top, Lando Norris second, and Carlos Sainz third. And now let's get to it. American driver Logan Sargent has now been vaulted into the 10th place position and is the first American driver in 30 years to score a point in Formula One. Not since 1993 when Michael Andretti was on the podium and scored 4 points. Wow, in 3rd place.
Amazing.
So Logan Sargent does it in 10th place. 1 point. 10th place. 30 years. Points in Formula One for an American driver. All right, let's just go to NASCAR. That's where American drivers excel. NASCAR cruised around Homestead Miami Speedway. The Stewart-Haas duo had a pretty impressive day in Saturday on the Xfinity Series. Cole Custer leading the most laps. Teammate Riley Herbst almost winning himself another one, but it was Sam Mayer with the checkered flag. This is interesting to me. Mayer's 4th win on the season, his first on an oval. Okay, this one, of course, coming with a guarantee into the Final Four in Phoenix. Also guaranteed into the finale in the Cup Series, a very fast Christopher Bell. We've been talking a lot about him. Clean, maybe not so good of a dancer. He chased down William Byron in the final laps and then held off the faster Ryan Blaney and Tyler Reddick to secure his spot in the Cup Final Four. Next weekend, Martinsville, Kenny's favorite grandfather clock. That will determine the additional 2 drivers for the prize. The Trans Am West Series hit the Spring Mountain Ranch just outside of Las Vegas this weekend. Will Rogers with the overall win. And that's Pit News Notes, yo.
Really? Someone named their kid Will Rogers?
Right? Yeah. Someone named their kid Dick Trickle. So we got lots of fun names in America. Just saying.
What was that stat again about Formula One, American and Formula One finally scoring some points?
30 years. Not since 1993.
Before you guys heard that stat, could any of the 3 of you name who the American driver was in Formula One this year?
Oh, yeah. Because when I saw that Logan was going into the field, I don't know. All I could think of was, oh, wow, maybe it's Kenny's son from another, I don't know.
And the reason why I say that is, dude, I don't think the dude has finished higher than 15th. He can barely finish races. He's been terrible all season long. I don't know why he still has a ride there, to be honest.
Yep.
So I'm surprised you guys knew. So congratulations. I don't think most Americans could name. All those Drive to Survive fans have no idea who Logan Sargent is.
Well, let me clue you into something, Richie. I thought dude was from the UK. I don't know who the freaking, I don't know there's an American driver in there. He hasn't been in the seat the entire year, though.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, like I said, he's been in the seat the entire year. And I don't care. I don't care about Formula One.
Clearly.
Just like the Astros, who stole a championship, Formula One gave a championship to Ask McCrapkin.
You're in a great mood tonight, Kenny.
Stupid series.
Hey!
30 years since an American scored. Why do I give a damn about Formula One? The cars are badass.
Most of the drivers are badass.
The freaking wooden Chris Craft floorboards the damn Chryslers are driving.
All right, Statman, can you please explain why there are floor planks to, it sounds very low tech, but why does Formula One use this as a method for trying to make sure cars don't ride too low?
Yeah, that's the point. They want to make sure that the cars aren't too low to the ground, and they put the wooden plank there so that the plank has a thickness at the beginning of the race, and it's got to have a thickness at the end of the race. And if it's too low to the ground, then too much will scrape off. If it was steel or something tough, then when the car hit the ground, driver might lose control.
But here's my question then on, who is it? Hamilton and Leclerc being disqualified because their plank had too much wear. Not everyone was tested, were they? Did I read this correctly? Not every driver was tested because teammates weren't tested. We don't know if George Russell had the exact same issue as Lewis Hamilton. So if they're not going to be consistent with the testing, how do we know that not everybody on a bumpy racetrack like COTA can be, that everyone wasn't dealing with the same issue?
Well, you want to make sure, if you're a driver, you want to make sure that if they randomly choose people to test, then you might get tested, and whatever success you have will be taken away.
Next thing you're going to tell me with these freaking wooden floorboards that remind me of a damn freaking Bel Air. There's going to be like freaking double pumping Holly carburetors somewhere inside those engines, stat man. Wood on a Formula One car? My gosh, how archaic is that? I understand the significance of having something that look.
Well, you could have Flintstone and have their feet out the bottom of the car.
Yeah.
You want to save that from happening.
Sure.
I remember that as a kid. Dad had a freaking VW Beetle, man. and one of the floorboards was wearing away. And I probably was 3 or 4 years old looking down. Man, I want to fall through that hole. Little did I know they were going to be setting up. That's VW Beetle setting up Formula One. This is what you do.
Yeah, the love bug could do it. There you go.
See there? I'd watch Formula One then. Now I can just kiss my behind. God.
That would be nice. All these $1 million cars running around with wooden floorboards, and then in the middle of the whole thing, there's the love bug goes flipping by.
Dude,
Lindsay Lohan behind the wheel.
IndyCar made a damn Indy 500 movie with a snail.
Anything's possible.
Anything's possible, man.
Possible.
What? Yes.
They also made one with Sylvester Stallone, didn't they? That's
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep. Driven. Blockbusters, baby.
All right. Freak Nation. Big second hour coming up, man. The young man is a paraplegic, but he's winning championships in a sports car. Robert Wickens will be here. David Malukas now has a big boy ride with Errol McLaren in the IndyCar series. He'll be here in the Freak Nation. And I promise you, we'll get to that story about Formula One and IndyCars. IndyCar becoming Formula One with a race that's happening in March. We'll get to that. And Pitbull. It's all coming up. Speed Freaks Pits and the Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Lucas Oil, it works.
I run Lucas Oil.
It doesn't matter if you're on the water,
Driving to work,
Or competing in a sold-out stadium.
Lucas Oil products will help you get the most out of your vehicle.
Monster Jam has run Lucas Oil in and on our trucks for over 10 years.
we wouldn't run anything else.
Lucas Oil, the official oil of Monster Jam.
Well, Freak Nation, how about a new set of General Tires as we roll into fall? Now through the end of October, purchase 4 qualifying light truck SUV tires and get up to $100 back with a Visa prepaid card. That's right. Find out how? Go to GeneralTire.com. Make sure you're rolling on a new set of General Tires as the seasons change and get up to $100 back with a Visa prepaid card with 4 qualifying tires from General Tire. That's right. General Tire, the official tire of the Freaks.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now. Let's go! Yeah! For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. It all adds up to one amazing party. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAP TV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAP TV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAP TV, Motorsports Network.
Hey, Dad, what are you going to buy at the store today?
I'm out of Lucas Oil fuel treatment, so let's jump in here and grab us some.
Well, do they have the Lucas Oil parts cleaner and degreaser?
I bet they do.
Well, how about the Lucas Oil power steering fluid?
You know, they'll have that too.
Even the octane booster?
I won't be surprised if they do.
My favorite red and tacky grease?
Yes, they will, babe.
Dad, when we're done, can we grab some candy?
Deal, but you gotta share.
Awesome! Lucas works.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers. If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. Call 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. That's 800-631-9123.
You're listening to Speed Freaks Motorsports Radio Redefined.
Please hang up and try again.
Freak Radio Network, broadcasting from the Lucas Oil Studios. Driven by General Tire. It's Speed Freaks. Motorsports Radio redefined with Kenny Sargent.
We love to party.
Crash Gladys.
What are we doing for the bachelorette party?
And Statman.
I am serious.
Here's the Freaks.
Looking forward to the second hour, Freak Nation. David Malukas, IndyCar Series driver. That's right. No longer in the next series. Next series is the first time we met him. He spent how many years with Dale Coyne Racing, Crasher?
2.
2 years, right? And then, of course, gets the ride of his lifetime for next year, running with Arrow McLaren. He'll be joining us this hour. Also, Robert Wickens, who in a Pocono accident 5 years ago?
2018.
Yeah, 2018. He's paralyzed from the waist down. What does he do in 2023? He goes out and wins a sports car championship. Yeah.
5 years later. That's just amazing.
He'll be joining us this hour. Pitbull made an appearance in Homestead. He'll be here in the Freak Nation. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and therefore on Facebook. Of course, a lot of you folks watching us on Facebook Live on many Facebook pages across the platform. Listening to us on the Freak Radio Network. Again, Paris, Texas. Let me make sure I get the call letters correctly one more time. Want to again say thank you very much for bringing in the Freak Nation. We started off on one station in Los Angeles and now on over 90 plus stations. KZHN AM in Paris, Texas. Chad Lindsay, the general manager there. Thank you for bringing in the Freak Nation.
So hold on a second. Mm-hmm. We're top of the ninth with bases loaded right now. Rangers, Astros. Would Paris, Texas lean Rangers or lean Astros, do you think?
Well, they're closer to Paris is closer to the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex.
Okay,
right?
So they're Ranger fans.
Yeah.
Most.
Richie, I noticed the lettuce that you've been growing recently. Is that in honor of what we're seeing with these Major League Baseball team playoffs? I'm just seeing some just classic freaking lettuce on 3 of the 4 teams.
Facial lettuce or
lettuce is
mullet
hair.
lettuce?
Hair.
Yeah.
Hair.
Okay.
Yeah. Diamondbacks don't have the balls to wear some hair like this. This is I'm loving what I'm seeing with the hair on these players, man. Is that what you're doing?
They're taking a page out of the hockey playbook and going with the flow. I kind of dig it. I got the Astros pitcher whose name I do not know right now has got a nice flow. Brandon Marsh for the Philadelphia Phillies, among several guys on their team that have the flow and the beard going on. So yeah, I'll go with that. I think it's a great description. Why not?
So what are you doing with that flow? Let me get a close up of you here. What are you doing with it?
I'm going to keep it for a while. I don't know when I'm going to cut it. Maybe that's what we should do is do a poll or something and figure out how long I should let it go. This is the longest for Mav TV, folks. The longest my hair's ever been. It's past my shoulders in length right now. Isn't that crazy?
It's curly.
It is curly.
What? Nice laugh.
Well, with us being hockey team owners with Speed Freaks Hockey coming out of the old Pineville League, maybe we tie it in with something with that, because there are a couple of dudes on that team that, and women, frankly, that have some good lettuce going. Maybe we should tie in something with that. What the hell am I doing there?
That was my fault. Sorry.
Okay. That
was my
maybe
fault.
we should tie in something with that there, Richie.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I will keep the flow going until Speed Freaks Hockey wins the championship. like we set out to do from the beginning.
Oh,
yeah.
You hear that, stat man?
Yeah, that might be little Samson work going on.
Right?
Dang it!
Yeah.
Hey, they were close, man. We were very, very close about 2 months ago, and lost in the championship game. So we're there. We're almost there. So
Well, I believe they're on a 3-game losing streak right now,
it's
Richie.
all right.
So
It's all right. Early in the season, that's right. They're still hung over from the championship loss of the previous summer season. So plenty of time to turn it around.
Well, the news came down, was it last week, Crasher, that IndyCar, behind the gates of a racetrack in Thermal, California, will be charging how much money per ticket for this $1 million race that's going off in March?
Oh, it's just $2,000 a ticket.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many tickets will be sold?
5,000.
Okay.
Total.
All right. Put that foreshot back on. I need Statman's reaction here. Statman, $2,000 a pop per ticket. The good news is you're going to get lunch.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He actually said that in the press release. Lunch is included all 3 days.
Yeah, that lunch could be everything from an apple and a bag of chips to a real gourmet deal for $2,000.
Yes,
There's some indication that the $2,000 might be for the weekend and not just for one race. But it's general admission. They only have 4,000 seats in this facility, and they're only admitting 5,000 people into the racetrack. You think 5,001 would actually show up to spend $2,000 for the ticket?
Hold on, Crash. Hold on. That's the question I had for Crash, and she jumped on it pretty quick, but I think she may have rethought the question. I asked that question. Will they sell 5,000 seats? 5,000 tickets, general admission.
At $2,000 a piece.
At $2,000 a pop.
I think they will. Absolutely. You're talking about outside. First of all, you're talking about a very wealthy area. Second of all, you're talking about just outside of Los Angeles, the second largest city in the country. And then thirdly, you do still have people that want to actually spend money these days like that. I mean, you've got people spending more than $10,000 a ticket for Formula One in Las Vegas. So yes, I wouldn't spend $2,000 in IndyCar is my favorite series. I wouldn't spend that on just a high fun points, non-points race, money race. I wouldn't do it, but I would spend it for like my team in the Super Bowl. Been there, done that. It's just, to me, the race doesn't mean much yet. The Indy 500, would I spend that? Yes. But for a race like this, no. I'm not interested in going to a country club to watch a race. I'm not.
Now, this is not just, you said it was a high income area. There are areas that are high income, but if it was so high income, why do they have armed guards at the gate?
Because they don't want people coming in to ruin their high income landscaping jobs.
Oh man, just the look of this damn thing. It's like, doggone it, man. Yeah.
It is a bad look. It really is. If they're going for a highfalutin elitist look, great. You managed it. But if you're going for needing to open yourselves up to the general public to get more eyeballs on your series, you're not doing it. Let's see what the TV package does. If they put in some big $1 million giveaway for anybody who watches on TV, maybe that will change my opinion of this. But otherwise, I just really don't think this is a wise idea.
These drivers aren't making the kind of cake that they made in the 90s, where they were multi-million-dollar deals. So the $1 million, is this a $1 million winner take all? Is that what this is? Or is it $1 million purse?
No, I believe it's a winner take all.
It's a winner take all. Because I said earlier that when this was first announced, they'd do better to split the money up between some of the teams that really need it, like Dale Coyne or Juncos or, some of the other teams that depend on drivers bringing money in order to stay in business.
If the market welcomes it and they sell the tickets, congratulations. That's awesome. But I raise my hand every time I can to say, of all the series that we cover, race winners, and have been a part of for the 2+ decades we've been doing this. It's to me, it's some of the most fantastic racing out there live, whether it's Texas Motor Speedway or in the wine country in Laguna Seca. I enjoy the series so much. I just think from a PR standpoint, and you know what? They probably just don't give a damn what we think. They don't.
No, they don't. Clearly, they don't. And there's a lot of people making fun of this on social media. And if they really gave a damn about the entire look of this, they would have released something else a month or so ago in trying to defend their position. But no, you're right. They don't care.
Somebody did the math here in our mentions the other day when this story first came out, and somebody checked the math on this. I probably should have done that before I talked about this on the show. But 5,000 seats, $2,000 a ticket. That's $10 million in gate ticket sales, which is a lot of money.
Especially for just 5,000 tickets.
Yeah.
Richie, did you actually have to go to your phone to do the math on that?
Why? Because
can you just not move some zeros around?
Is that really that easy?
Yes, 5 times 2 is 10. And then you add the zeros. 2,000.
Hold on a second. This must be that new math that people are talking about. This is not. I did not learn this about adding zeros.
Okay, so 2,000 has 3 zeros.
That's correct.
5,000 has 3 zeros.
Yes.
So once you multiply 5 times 2 is 10. So you've got 10, and then you've got 6 zeros to add beyond the 10.
We're done.
No, we're not. We're not done yet.
Don't worry about that, Richie. These are the only 2 people in the Freak Nation that have kids that have to get help with their homework.
Exactly. Right. Yes, it's the new math, man. That's the new math they're teaching these kids nowadays.
She actually brought home, our 9-year-old actually brought home some math the other day that, you carry the 1. Hell yeah, you do.
Know, I was impressed with
what's
that
going on? Love it.
I know. I'm like, cool. You're going back to the old style.
Yes.
Bam. Yes.
All right.
I did my goddamn one too.
Yes. Okay. Settle down, Suave. All right. Coming up next, Freak Nation, David Malukas. He is got himself a big boy ride next year with Arrow McLaren. It's always fantastic when that young man rolls here in the Freak Nation. Got a lot of things to say about this ride. He joins us next. SpeedFreaks Show Studio.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
One of the main reasons for poor vehicle performance is a dirty fuel system. It can cause decreased fuel economy and actually do harm to your engine over time. By adding Lucas fuel treatment to your vehicle, it cleans and lubricates the entire fuel system, pump, carburetors, fuel injectors, and valves as you drive. It also improves your vehicle's performance. It's a non-solvent product designed to protect both gasoline and diesel engines. Lucas Fuel Treatment. It works.
Well, Freak Nation, how about a new set of General Tires as we roll into fall? Now through the end of October, purchase 4 qualifying light truck SUV tires and get up to $100 back with a Visa prepaid card. That's right. Find out how? Go to GeneralTire.com. Make sure you're rolling on a new set of General Tires as the seasons change and get up to $100 back with a Visa prepaid card with 4 qualifying tires from General Tire. That's right. General Tire, the official tire of the Freaks.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAP TV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAP TV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAP TV, Motorsports Network.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now. Let's go! Yeah! For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun, featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. It all adds up to one amazing party. Go to WWTRaceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio Redefined.
So David Malukas back in the Freak Nation. He's been in here several times, and we try to get some good sound bites out of the guy. You don't have to try. This guy just drops all kinds of bombs. I tee it up, and he goes for it. But Malukas, how you doing, buddy, now with this new gig?
I am doing very, very good. Can't stop smiling. Every day I wake up and I smile. Go to bed, I'm smiling. I'm dreaming, I'm smiling. It's living the best life that I can here at Arrow McLaren.
Can I share something with you? Given the fact that you're hopping to a team where you know damn well, and I'm not knocking any of your previous teams, but it's nice to hop into a team, and I bring this up to the point knowing that when you reach over there, hit the key, and turn the engine on, it's going to start. Because with this interview that we had with you last time, watch this. That's you here in the Freak Nation, and that's no audio.
Oh, that was on you, Kenny, not David or his former team.
Yeah.
Wait, we had no audio.
Yeah, no audio, buddy.
And that was a damn good interview, too.
Oh, it was so good. There's so many good clips from that.
I know.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
So my point is you're hopping on a team that is incredible when it comes to production of a race car and performance on a racetrack that I hope you don't have to deal with Speed Freaks every now and then. Learning how to provide audio on an awesome interview. That was kind of sucked butt that we couldn't put that thing on air.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. That was a really good interview. High energy too, right after the race. There's a lot of good bits that you could have collected from that. Oh, I'm so sad. I was so excited for that to go up, and oh man, there's no audio. Well,
yeah, that of course was post-race Worldwide Technology Raceway, where again you finished on the podium. And now with Arrow McLaren, it's a team that a lot of drivers would like to be a part of. Can you run us through beginning to end on when you started to get the contact of, wow, this might be possible?
So it first started to come together in Nashville. That's when I first started to talk to Zach and Sam Schmidt. They obviously showed interest and told me about the possibility. And, very soon after that, I'd say it all kind of got wrapped up within a month. So going into the final few races of the season, I already knew. And I was trying very much to keep it within me to not spoil or say anything about it. So yeah, it was really good. I tried to do like little hints on my Instagram stories and stuff. Nobody noticed. I was putting like the papaya colors everywhere, trying to hint at it, little Easter eggs, but nobody caught on. Actually, I think somebody caught on at Laguna. I took a picture of the corkscrew and I was like, wow, what an incredible place. And there's actually a bunch of McLaren, Arrow McLaren people right at the bottom of the hill. So somebody pointed that out. They're like, oh, foreshadowing.
Yay, somebody's paying attention out there. So basically, let's go back to that interview without audio after your podium at Worldwide Technology Raceway. You knew then, and you gave us no Easter eggs, or at least we wouldn't know because we have no audio.
Yes, I couldn't say anything, but I was so excited in the back of my head. I really wish I could say something, but I did a really good job keeping it in. It felt a very long time for me every
Did
week.
they ask you? They ask you just to do your best to keep quiet, or we're going to have to let you go before we even hire you?
Well, I mean, it probably wasn't that serious, but that's how I took it, because I'm like Aaron McLaren, and they're like, you got to stay quiet. And I'm like, okay, I won't say anything. I won't do anything. Whatever you want, I'm doing it. But yeah, I was trying to, and the thing, it was actually a lot of fun seeing all the fans and the community trying to figure out what's going on and where I'm going when I already know the spiel of not just me, but all the drivers. And I'm just sitting in the background, just eating my snacks, just hee, nobody knows.
That's tremendous. Now, you just said, whatever they say, I'll do. Hold on, though. I know you're relocating from Chicago to Indianapolis. That's awesome. But that was your decision, not theirs, correct?
Yes, that was my decision. So that's something that I've always dealt with going throughout my whole racing career, is that I want to be near the shop, wherever it may be. So since they're based down in Indy, that for me was obviously my call to go down there. And I'm very excited. I've been wanting to move to Indy just to be, near all the drivers, and all the people that I now know all live in Indy. So I think for me, it's going to be better. And I've wanted to make that decision. But since I was with DCR previously, they're right down the street from me, 15 minutes here in Chicago. So I just want to be near the shop, so I could be with the guys, be with the team, especially now that it's new. Everything's new for me, and there's a lot of people. I want to build all the chemistries, build the relationships. So by the time next season starts, we already have our lingo, and we're already having a blast out on track.
So who's giving you the best advice as to where to live? Is it your teammates, either Pato or Alexander Rossi, or like we talked about in the past with you a couple of times, your idol, Scott Dixon?
Yes, so I actually managed to talk to Scott Dixon about it when I was at the Milwaukee Mile, because we were both at the press conference. And so far, everybody I've talked to, from drivers to mechanics to engineers to just people in Indy, everybody says Carmel is where you want to be. So I will be moving in the Carmel area.
Zionsville's not too bad. I'm a Zionsville graduate. I got to say, I'm a little biased to that area as well. But yeah, you can't go wrong. Indianapolis is a great city. You're gonna love it. Just don't swim with Pat McAfee in the Broad Ripple River.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. I'll remember that.
Has there been team meetings with the other drivers at this point?
Yes, there has been. We've done, a few different couple of meetings. Here at Aaron McLaren, they're very structured. They have, plans for everything. And I've managed to actually test with both drivers. I tested with Pato in Sebring, and I tested here with Rossi at Indy. So managed to get already a feel with both drivers, talking with them, communicating, and overall as just the team in general. And so far it's been very good. Pato and Rossi are very good in their own ways. So it's just I'm trying to absorb as much information and write as many notes as I can. So when I come home, I kind of just study between the two and make sure that I'm very much ready when 24 comes.
I just don't know with Alexander Rossi, such a bombastic, loud, suck the air out of the room personality, how you two are going to get along.
It's a really good relationship, I think, for the three of us. It's kind of like Rossi's going to be our dad taking us to the track. That's kind of the way things have been shaping up, especially through Content Day. I just recently did a previous podcast, and they asked, if you did a road trip, who's driving and who's in the back seat? And I'm like, well, me and Pato are definitely in the back seat listening to some jams when Rossi's driving us to the track, because that's just the relationship it is. It's the dad taking the kids to the track.
So what are the jams? I mean, if this is Pops taking you guys to the track, what are his jams?
Well, Rossi's jams are, they're I guess you'd say they're like alternative, or more like, I don't know, like music you would listen to at like a campfire. Like I don't really know. It's nothing really like intense. So for me, it's very just mellow and same kind of beat throughout. It's not really for me. So yeah, that's, hopefully he doesn't have the aux.
So wait a minute. Is Rossi like Tom Petty, Eagles, or is it even more is it more alternative? Like you did say alternative. Not alternative.
I don't really know, because I'm not really in that realm of music. For me, it's like that's just something I never really kind of listened to. It's something that, it's good to play in the background when you're studying at a coffee shop, but I didn't know people listen to that all the time, like on a daily. So I don't know.
Real?
Yes. So I don't know. That's, to me, it sounds like his taste in music is like background music.
So it's yacht rock.
Maybe.
Yeah. I guess that's a way of putting it. Yeah.
What is Malukas's take? I mean, what is your What's your basically your playlist?
Well, my playlist has an incredible variety. I listen to so many different genres of music, but let me pull up my gateway playlist that I created just to get kind of a feeling for it. So I have Spin Me Around. Right, yeah. So I have Spin Me Around, Dead or Alive, Smooth Criminal, Michael Jackson, Ella Bea Sola by Peso Pluma. We got Cantina Band by John Williams from Star Wars. A lot of variety there. We have Rasputin, great song. But we also have some more recent stuff like Post Malone, Olivia Rodrigo, Master of Puppets, Metallica, Frank Sinatra. I'm a big Frank Sinatra fan. So that's, I guess, something that people were a little bit surprised by. But it's a large variety. Alors en Danse, which is like a French song. I really like that. So
this is variations. This is your playlist. This is what you roll into. I mean, you're listening to this before you hop in the cockpit?
Oh yeah, like this is the stuff that I listen to. There's also, a few songs that are more like kind of like get you up, motivating, like you could do this, kind of like, that type of stuff to get you in the game. But anytime I do that, I get a little bit too excited and I make some stupid moves. So I kind of just listen to some Michael Jackson, just something that gets me in the mood.
Smooth Criminal, love that song. So wait a minute, you just called that your gateway playlist. That was your St. Louis playlist. Do you have a different playlist for every track?
Well, this is just the one that I created for IndyCar for Gateway. But yes, there's some variations depending on the time of the season, if it's spring or summer, and what tracks fit it best. Spin Me Around is definitely a Gateway classic, or Around the World. Those are normally oval songs for me.
It's awesome. Hey, buddy, happy New Year. Happy holidays. I know it's only freaking October. We just thought we'd get it over with right now, right?
Well, to me, it's not getting it over with. I love these moments. I love you guys, Speed Freaks. That's the way to go.
Perfect.
Malukas, thank you, buddy.
Thank you guys for having me. It's a blast as always.
What did I tell you? David Malukas here in the Freak Nation. Robert Wickens coming up next. Speed Freaks Pits, Lucas Oil Studio.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Well, Freak Nation, how about a new set of General Tires as we roll into fall? Now through the end of October, purchase 4 qualifying light truck SUV tires and get up to $100 back with a Visa prepaid card. That's right. Find out how? Go to GeneralTire.com. Make sure you're rolling on a new set of General Tires as the seasons change and get up to $100 back with a Visa prepaid card with 4 qualifying tires from General Tire. That's right. General Tire, the official tire of the Freaks.
For more than 30 years, Lucas Oil Products has been solving some of the most difficult mechanical problems in the automotive, marine, and industrial industries. From our original Core 4 products, heavy-duty oil stabilizer, power steering, stop leak, transmission fix, and fuel treatment, we have now developed over 400 custom products to help solve some of the world's toughest mechanical issues. Go to lucasoil.com to see what we have in store for you. Lucas Oil, it works.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now. Let's go! Yeah! For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun, featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. It all adds up to one amazing party. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAP TV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAP TV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAP TV, Motorsports Network.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. Call 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. That's 800-631-9123.
You're listening to Speed Freaks Motorsports Radio Redefined.
Freak Nation, Robert Wickens. 5 years ago at Pocono, IndyCar Series driver, an accident and paralyzed the young man from his waist down. He'll be joining us in moments. This segment brought to you by our good friends at Lucas Oil. Go to lucasoil.com to find the right products to keep your rides fat and happy. Inside your engine, outside your car, they've got them for you. Don't believe me? Go to lucasoil.com. That's lucasoil.com. Lucas Oil Studios, Freak Nation. I say it every week, and I'm going to continue to say it until this thing is defunct, which hopefully will not be anytime soon. 23 plus years of doing this thing, and Robert Wickens has been a part of that 23 years. What a ride it's been for this guy. Now he can claim a championship in the IMSA Michelin Pilot Challenge. And Robert, what's so great about this is I'm not going to mention why this is so special. I'm just going to talk initially the fact that you have your first championship. And the way you guys did it is amazing to me. Not one race win, but you claimed your championship by just finishing in the top 8. Kids, it's about being consistent, isn't it, Robert Wickens?
Yeah, apparently. It wasn't through lack of trying, let me tell you. But, our worst finish of the whole year was 6th, and it was the first race of the year in Daytona where we actually fought a lot of adversity with a mechanical issue. We lost a couple laps and then clawed some of them back to get a 6th place finish in the end. So really it's hats off to the whole team, the whole organization, because it's every race is 2 hours. We have 2 races that are 4 hours long. Car attrition and reliability is a big factor in that consistency. And Brian Hart Autosport and Hyundai showed why they're now 5-time champions in the Michelin Pilot Challenge TCR class.
Robert Wickens, champion Robert Wickens, joining us here in the Freak Nation. Okay, now I'm going to get to it. When we have Erica Enders in here, the winningest female NHRA drag racer in history, I drop in female. And with you, Robert, we get lost in it because we've followed your career, and sometimes, we just forget how special you are as a person and what you've done without the use of your lower extremities in that race car. Do you find yourself in that race car while you're racing, even thinking about having to react much differently than any other drivers do, or is it just second nature for Robert Wickens?
Honestly, it's a little bit of both. It is. I think in terms of it being second nature, yes. I'm no longer trying to use my legs to accelerate and decelerate the car. That happened quite quickly, mainly because when they don't move when you try to use them, you pretty quickly realize, I guess I'm stuck with my hands. But in terms of trying to get the most out of the car every lap, I mean, every lap, every weekend that I'm out there on track, I'm learning something new and constantly getting better. There's definitely some things I'd always like to change on our hand control system, but with limited testing and free practice on race weekends so valuable, it's hard to, I guess, evolve the system. So from really Daytona onwards, we kept the same thing, because for me, I just wanted laps and just repetition with the system that we had. But there's definitely some low-hanging fruit to try and make it better for the future.
You've said many times post-championship that you are more ironed out, or you were more ironed out as a driver this year versus last year. How specifically? What was it that seemed to be easier for you this year, or what is it that is just becoming better and better as the races go on?
I mean, I think the biggest thing between, my first year back last year versus this year was, I felt like last year I was very eager to get back and to get back in onto the podiums and fight for wins and championships. And, I knew internally I was capable of it, but it was such a steep learning curve that I think I underestimated really what that looked like. And I did. When I started the races and my teammate last year, Mark, finished, I felt like I always did the job necessary from the starting driver, which is basically give the finishing driver a car in one piece that can go and fight for the podium and wins. And actually all of our results last year came with me starting and Mark Wickens finishing. In the few races that I did attempt to finish last year, I don't think I even finished any of them. One from a reliability issue. I crashed with like one lap to go in mid-Ohio, so it never even made it on TV, but I was running fourth and actually finished one lap down because I crashed on the last lap with another competitor. And then Road Atlanta, I crashed while a faster class car, a GS car, was trying to overtake me. And it's just all things that I needed to learn. And unfortunately, I learned those the hard way. So then this year, I was just kind of letting things roll. I mean, I felt like I took risks when I needed to take risks, but for the most part, it was, if I was running fifth, I kind of just let it ride and see where we went, try to save fuel and then make it on strategy, where I felt like last year I was always trying to extract the most in every single possibility to, I don't know if it was like a chip on my shoulder or what, but I felt like maybe I was trying a little too hard, more, and like, you can only be as good as you can be. And I think as soon as you start trying to over-accomplish, right, and overachieve, that's when those mistakes happen. So this year it was really just trying to play the long game. That being said, in 3 races that we finished second, I was leading with less than 2 laps left. Those ones really stung. But, I think, 6 second place finishes in one season, and, it's not bad going, even though, you know how it is. If you finish on the podium in a second, it's the best you could have done. You can hold your head high and smile. But I think when, 2 laps from the end, when you've led the race for the better part of an hour, to lose it and then take home a second, it's hard to smile on that podium in a second place when you're so close to that win. And we had that a few times, but like I said earlier, it wasn't through lack of trying, but end of the day, I think the championship's just as sweet, even though we never won a race.
Robert Wickens, speaking of championships, touring car champion in North America. Robert, at one time you were in Formula One downline. I assume you were a Formula One fan. Is it difficult to watch Formula One with one team dominating all year? Does it get boring for you? Like, evidently it's gotten boring for a lot of people around the world.
Honestly, I'm maybe one of the few, but I don't think it changes the sport at all. I think what people need to understand is you just need to have respect for greatness when you're witnessing greatness. Did people stop watching golf when Tiger Woods was, anytime he turned up to the tournament, you knew he was going to win? Same thing. Like, I love being a part, being alive while history is being made, whether if it's, the NFL when Tom Brady was doing his thing, or, Tiger Woods in golf. And, you can name someone in every sport, a team in every sport that, when you're kind of watching records be broken, all you can do is just respect the athlete and what's going on in Formula One. It's remarkable in both ways. I think Max Verstappen's in probably a league of his own right now, but then Red Bull Racing is doing a phenomenal job, and you got to tip your hat, because everyone thought, maybe their slap on the wrist for their wind tunnel stuff would change anything, and it really didn't. They were more dominant this year than last year, so they're doing things right. And yeah, honestly, I was a little bit bummed when they had their little hiccup in Singapore, because I kind of wanted to see them do the perfect season just to witness it.
Robert Wickens, champion Robert Wickens, IMSA Pilot Challenge, joining us here in the Freak Nation. And my apologies if I don't know this answer, but given with your paralysis in the lower extremities of your body, what safety measures are there inside the car in case there is an accident, there's a fire in the car? Is there anything different set up for you in that car?
There's nothing different for me in the car. I do have to oblige to the regulations of IMSA, which is, the driver extraction time, where I need to get myself out of the car in a quick fashion. Seems like the number always changes, but for me, they told me I had to get myself out of the car in under 6 seconds.
Oh,
holy cow.
And yeah, it took me a couple tries, just because, you don't know how hard you want to throw yourself onto the ground for no reason, right? But yeah, in my case, I would just get myself out of the car and then, use upper body strength to crawl myself away, basically. I did have to do it out of the passenger side door as well. And they wanted me out of that, and I think it was 12 seconds. So yeah, a little kind of jungle gym in there, but you make it work.
Robert Wickens here in the Freak Nation. Congratulations on the championship. Looking forward to 2024 and more for you, Robert. Thanks for doing this, buddy.
No, thank you guys. Enjoy.
The story of Robert Wickens is incredible. The full interview we'll have up on our YouTube page starting tomorrow. Thank you guys for being a part of this big old thing. Statman Scat, next. SpeedFreaks Pits and Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Lucas Oil, it works.
I run Lucas Oil.
It doesn't matter if you're on the water,
Driving to work,
or competing in a sold-out stadium.
Lucas Oil products will help you get the most out of your vehicle.
Monster Jam has run Lucas Oil in and on our trucks for over 10 years.
we wouldn't run anything else.
Lucas Oil, the official oil of Monster Jam.
Well, Freak Nation, how about a new set of General Tires as we roll into fall? Now through the end of October, purchase 4 qualifying light truck SUV tires and get up to $100 back with a Visa prepaid card. That's right. Find out how? Go to GeneralTire.com. Make sure you're rolling on a new set of General Tires as the seasons change and get up to $100 back with a Visa prepaid card with 4 qualifying tires from General Tire. That's right. General Tire, the official tire of the Freaks.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now. Let's go! Yeah! For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. It all adds up to one amazing party. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAP TV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAP TV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAP TV, Motorsports Network.
Packages start at $29.99 a month with signed agreement. Restrictions apply. Speak to a representative for complete offer details. See Vivint.com for license details. Terms and conditions apply.
Homeowners, if you're looking for the best in-home security and smart home technology at a price you can actually afford, we have great news. Now you can get Vivint's award-winning home security systems starting at about $1 a day. U.S. News and World Report has recognized Vivint as the best professionally installed home security system of 2022. And right now, you can get Vivint's home security technology for about $1 a day. Plus, get free professional installation from a licensed technician. Protect your home and loved ones for as low as $1 a day. Call right now for your free home security consultation.
800-569-5802. 800-569-5802. 800-569-5802. That's 800-569-5802.
Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess what? You even get a tax donation. Plus, we'll even come and pick up your car for free. And all you've got to do is pick up your phone right now and make a free call. Now is the perfect time to do something good for the vets. Give back to the vets right now for all they've done for this country. And your old car can really help them. So call the Veterans Car Donation Program right now for free pickup of your vehicle. Help the vets and help your taxes at the same time. Call right now.
800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. That's 800-883-3024.
You're listening to Speed Freaks Motorsports Radio Redefined.
Much has been said about the McLaren surge in F1 performance since the summer. It was really on display at the beginning of the race at COTA this afternoon at the start of the U.S. Grand Prix. Lead driver Lando Norris jumped off to a huge lead and basically controlled the race to the first pit stops. Stories in the garage say that McLaren has found some aerodynamic performance gains that especially work on high-speed turns at COTA. The problem now is how the aero affects tire life. Paddock Talk says the updates were made in the floor and in the side pods, and in fact the side pods look like those on the Red Bull team. The Red Bull has long had advantages in aero. The leading brain in F1 aero department is engineer Adrian Newey, who's been part of Red Bull for a while. That's part of the team's Formula One domination, in fact, the past 2 years. There are 4 races left in the F1 season at Mexico, Brazil, Las Vegas, and Abu Dhabi. Mexico is the fastest left. The altitude there helps the car get through the air quicker, and downforce is needed to help control the car at speed. Red Bull might come back to the field for the rest of the season if McLaren and Mercedes continue their growth. Peace.
I'm just excited that we have a freaking. I'm not excited, but just the fact that Crasher and Richie brought this up, that my namesake Sargent, who I thought was probably a UK driver, nothing quite says like Irish, like Sargent.
Irish?
Thought he's some European driver. No, probably from Bakersfield, right?
Actually, I don't know where he's from.
He's from Florida.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And the fact that I brought his name up, why, Richie?
Because Logan Sargent, because of 2 disqualifications that had the Formula One race at COTA, USGP, Logan Sargent finished 10th.
Oh, so he didn't work his way in there. 2 drivers had to be disqualified for him to get his points.
Correct. Correct. So Logan Sargent finished 10th, got 1 point in the Formula One World Championship, which means he is the first American to score points in a Formula One Grand Prix in 30 years. The last one to do so was Michael Andretti, 1993.
There it is. Hold on. Does that make the watch this? Watch. Evidently, there's hand signals that I make, and those balloons come across the screen.
Oh, is that what happened
That's
last
what
week?
happened. Yeah.
Oh,
Balloons. Happy birthday. Where are they?
it's not working this week. The ghosts in the machine.
They crashed. They did come across a few minutes ago.
I
don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do. Some kind of sign.
It probably has a 5-minute rest period.
Boy.
Oh, they got to reload.
They like bat signal. Huh?
Yes. Hey, Pitbull was at the NASCAR Cup race at Homestead, not too far from his upbringing, and spent some good time with the press. One of the many things that he talked about was the loyalty that was so attractive to him, the loyalty of fans when it comes to NASCAR.
I love the loyalty behind the fan base of NASCAR. It's phenomenal. And when I really fell in love was at Daytona 500, 2020. And no, it's 2021, I'm tripping. 2021. And I was across the street at the PF Chang's there. And I walk in and one of the NASCAR fans, he's like, well, you sure don't dress like a NASCAR owner. Right? So I started messing with him. So I sent him around the beers. He sent me around the shots. I sent him around the beers. He sent me around the shots. Right? And when I went to go get up, because usually what I do is I'll sneak off and then I'll go take care of the bill for them. He already took care of the bill for me. Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, this is the kind of folks that I'm dealing with.
Again, if I would have said 23 years ago when we're starting this show that there's going to be this international superstar entertainer called Pitbull up at the dais speaking to 100 people in the media center at Homestead, Miami, Statman, you would have laughed me off the show. At least.
I would have called somebody to make sure that there was a net to protect us from
And to have a guy like Pitbull, and with a successful team that out of the gate with Ross Chastain and Daniel Suarez to contend for championships, it's bonkers. And really, what he means to the sport, have him up there doing his thing, Pitbull thing. I think it's fantastic, man. I love seeing that diversity, diversity in NASCAR. Man.
Another thing we didn't think was quite this possible 23 years ago either.
Yeah.
You said Ross Chastain. 23 weeks. Yeah. You said Ross Chastain. Are we going to be overly Chastained the rest of this week leading into the Martinsville race because of what he did last year at this race to end this race to get himself into the Final Four in Phoenix?
If he was vying for a spot in the championship, yeah, but he's not.
Right. But that was still this track last year.
Yeah. How many times are we going to see it? Mm-hmm. Which again, frankly, that was one of the most gnarliest highlights of racing last year, and that I can frankly recall recently. Just so the move to just hug the wall and floor it. Just go for it. Pitbull on the positives for him in NASCAR.
You know, I'm a negative to a positive. And if it wasn't for a teacher changing my life and certain people giving me the right direction, then we all know how this story ends. Plenty of us could tell you, prison, dead, that's simple. Or in this day and age, snitches in the sport. So, you know, that's not how I was raised, but either or. I'll tell you that why. Don't talk about it, be about it. Negative to positive is my story, and so is NASCAR's story. They started bootlegging and moonshining, right? And they took that and made it the biggest sport in the United States of America. And now we're here throughout Drive for Diversity to make it something that is worldwide. And that, to me, it's an honor to be here. And I always love to get involved with things that are a challenge. And I love when people don't believe. I love when people hate, when they dislike, when they talk. That just doesn't add fuel to the fire. That erupts the volcano, and that's when we show up and show out. And that's what we're doing right now.
That laugh. when you look at what Pitbull has done as a team owner, and you go back to the clash with Ice Cube
2 years ago, 2 Februarys ago.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Right.
In fact, yeah, he was performing at the Clash along with Ice Cube. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And again, once this is over, the first NASCAR event that we're going to see again is going to be in Southern California, in the LA Coliseum. And is it easy for me to say that I'm getting used to it, which is awesome, because again, doing a show with a black man and a woman involved in motorsports has opened my eyes to many different facets, and and a lot of them good, but some of them not so good. So to see a guy like Pitbull up there doing his thing, and to see Ice Cube in the stands in a cup race.
You think Pitbull or someone like Pitbull would ever appear at an IndyCar race?
Oh, yeah. There have been plenty of, IndyCar, Pato Award's fan base is the absolute most, what's the word I'm looking for? Passionate. And so, yeah, you've got a lot of diversity in IndyCar. And is it because you've got so many international drivers? Potentially. But yeah, from the Brazilians to the Central Americans to the Mexican, yeah, you've got some pretty passionate Latinos following IndyCar. Oh my gosh, all the Agustin Canapino fans. How many times twice this year that I can think of off the top of my head that IndyCar has had to put a statement out calming people down on social media because of, unfortunately, some vitriolic comments between two fan bases. So yeah.
Yeah, but what about an entertainer like Pitbull or Ice Cube entertaining at an IndyCar race?
That's what he's asking.
Oh, I gotcha. Well, we had country music stars at Iowa. That was a ginormous.
Ed Sheeran, man.
Ed Sheeran, there you go.
He's probably the biggest one. He's been selling out stadiums around the flipping world.
Yeah,
one of the biggest stars in music, and I think he opened up in Iowa this year.
He did,
thanks to Hy-Vee.
Yeah, so Ed, yeah.
We got to go, guys.
I know. I'm trying to think.
Got to go.
Yeah, go.
Right.
Then go.
Hey, man, we'll do it again next week. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page. We can catch the full interviews from tonight. Chelsea Denofa, sorry. I know you're waiting in the wings. Couldn't get to you again tonight. I know you were tired, but we just couldn't swing it. Statman, shoot the juice to the moose.
And cut it loose.
See ya.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Lucas Oil, it works.
I run Lucas Oil.
It doesn't matter if you're on the water,
Driving to work,
or competing in a sold-out stadium.
Lucas Oil products will help you get the most out of your vehicle.
Monster Jam has run Lucas Oil in and on our trucks for over 10 years.
we wouldn't run anything else.
Lucas Oil, the official oil of Monster Jam.
Well, Freak Nation, how about a new set of General Tires as we roll into fall? Now through the end of October, purchase 4 qualifying light truck SUV tires and get up to $100 back with a Visa prepaid card. That's right. Find out how? Go to GeneralTire.com. Make sure you're rolling on a new set of General Tires as the seasons change and get up to $100 back with a Visa prepaid card with 4 qualifying tires from General Tire. That's right. General Tire, the official tire of the Freaks.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now.
Let's go! Yeah!
For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. It all adds up for one amazing party. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAP TV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAP TV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAP TV, Motorsports Network.
Hey, Dad, what are you going to buy at the store today?
I'm out of Lucas Oil fuel treatment, so let's jump in here and grab us some.
Well, do they have the Lucas Oil Parts Cleaner and Degreaser?
I bet they do.
Well, how about the Lucas Oil Power Steering Fluid?
You know, they'll have that too.
Even the Octane Booster?
I won't be surprised if they do.
My favorite red and tacky grease?
Yes, they will, babe.
Dad, when we're done, can we grab some candy?
Deal, but you gotta share.
Awesome! Lucas works.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. Call 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. That's 800-631-9123.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio Redefined.